Sugar cookies, a hallmark of the holidays. They're buttery, sweet, and bring on that Christmassy feeling. But when you search online, there are millions of recipes to choose from. How can we possibly decide which one to use? It is literally impossible. Or is it? In this video, 5 top recipes from 5 celebrity bakers are going head to head. I'll make them, bake them, and taste each one, grading them on 4 different components: ease of use, shape retention, texture, and taste. These recipes, developed by some of the most popular bakers today, are getting put to the test. Who will come out on top? Join me on my journey to find the best on the internet. We'll start by making the dough for each cookie. The typical procedure for this is to mix all the dry ingredients, set those aside, cream the butter and the sugar together, add the eggs and vanilla, and then add the dry ingredients and mix to combine. Most of our recipes followed the standard procedure, but each one had a little something different going on. Saffitz was the only baker who called for minimal creaming of the butter and sugar.
I'm not looking for an airy cookie, so you really just want this well combined and smooth, but it does not have to be super light.
Other recipes called for an extended creaming time at medium or high power.
Now the butter has become a lighter color, so much closer to white, and it's really fluffed up a lot.
She also had the highest ratio of vanilla and salt in her recipe, so I'm hoping for a lot of flavor in this cookie. Tasty 101 admittedly isn't a single baker, but they won the brownie episode, and they came runner-up in the pancake video. They have a lot of extra stuff going on with 3 unique ingredients: cream cheese, cream of tartar, and almond extract. Cream cheese and cream of tartar are both acidic, so they won't only affect the flavor, but the texture as well. And I'm not sure if the almond extract will be a nice addition or detract from the other flavors. Erin McDowell with Food 52 shakes things up with a pinch of cinnamon in her dough. And when I say a pinch, I mean a literal pinch. It's an homage to her grandma, so I can get behind that.
You can totally leave it out. I kind of do it as an homage to my great-great-grandma.
But with such a small amount, will I even be able to taste it? Gemma Stafford, the creator of Bigger Bolder Baking, completely flips the script with her food processor method. The benefit of this is that you don't need room temperature butter to make this recipe.
Okay, now into this mix, a very important ingredient, cold butter.
The downside is whatever happens when you put flour in a food processor. We'll see how this totally different method affects the final product. Finally, Kanell of Preppy Kitchen introduces a whole new element to his cookie: cornstarch. And not just a little, a 1/4 cup. This is supposed to minimize the chilling time of the cookie dough and keep its shape near perfectly.
Cornstarch works some magic. This dough is like Play-Doh almost. It's not sticking to my fingers, even though it's room temperature.
I gotta say, I'm interested in how this works, but I am concerned about the taste. His recipe has the lowest percentage of sugar, butter, and vanilla of any of the ones we're testing this week. Now, after mixing up these doughs, I'm chilling them in the fridge before rolling them out and baking. Now it's time for evaluation. I'm gonna start with Saffitz. Shape is pretty good. Let's try it out. There is a nice, crispy exterior, has a little bit of shatter, and then an interior is very soft. The texture is on point and the flavor is good. Let's move on. This cookie is much taller. There's a similar type of thing going on where you have a crispy outside and a soft interior, but the crispy outside is much thinner, like around, which I like a little bit better actually. That tiny, tiny small amount of cinnamon, it's so subtle, but it's definitely there, and it gives you this, oh, what's in this sort of feeling. It's a really great effect. Tasty cookie. This spread out a lot, and I'm gonna blame myself for that partially because they're always having you make the most volume of batter or dough. I don't know why they do that, but with this, it was a little bit counterproductive. I probably should have chunked the dough into 2 pieces and rolled it out separately, but I tried to do the whole thing at the same time, and I might have overworked it a little bit, but what I really think happened is that it just warmed up too much, and so that's kind of what caused the spreading. Since this is the only cookie that used those acidic ingredients and the almond extract, I actually can't tell the 2 apart. Like, I can't tell what part of the flavor is being affected by the acidic ingredients, the cream cheese and the cream of tartar, and what's being affected by the almond extract, since it was a pretty small amount. It has a completely different flavor than the other cookies, but I don't necessarily think it's better. Kanell's cookie, this is Preppy Kitchen. The shape really is amazing. It's just like perfectly immaculate, pretty much exactly the way I put it in the oven. The top is also pretty smooth. The texture of the dough itself was just totally different than the other cookies. Let's see how it tastes. Okay. John does say this in his video, but I was not expecting this great a difference in texture. It is a very snappy type of cookie. Not really soft in the middle at all. The taste is fine. It's a little bit bland, kind of dry, kind of hard, not amazing, so sorry, John. So this is Gemma Stafford's cookie with bigger, bolder baking. The top is very rough, and the bottom kind of has a lot of craters in it. I'm not really sure how well the ingredients were incorporated with that food processor and if that's the best method to do it. It was pretty quick, and I didn't need to have softened butter, so those are two positives, but you have a sort of a domed top here, and the overall look just isn't great. See how it tastes. Again, you have that nice shadowy outside. The inside really is pleasantly soft. This cookie tastes way better than it looks. It ties Claire's recipe for the highest salt content, so that might have something to do with it. And for how flat it turned out, the texture is kind of amazing, actually. This is a pretty good cookie. So after all of that, it's finally time to reveal who came out on top. And the winner for the best sugar cookie is Erin McDowell with Food 52. Congratulations, you win the best sugar cookie on the internet. This cookie had everything. Height, shape, a soft texture, and that little pinch of cinnamon really was a difference maker. Congratulations, Erin. You have the best sugar cookie on the internet. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.